Chosen one, what I'm about to share with you may hit you harder than you expect. If you're watching this right now, it is not by accident. God has led you here because there is something urgent that He wants you to hear. There is something critical happening in your life, and He is speaking directly to you. You are chosen, but there is something you must understand immediately. You have been revealing your secrets, your dreams, and your divine purpose to the wrong people. And God is not pleased. Do not give dogs what is sacred, do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet, and turn and tear you to pieces. Matthew 7 verse 6. You have trusted the wrong voices. You have shared your visions with those who were never meant to hear them. And because of this, you may have unknowingly blocked the very blessings that God was preparing for you. It's time to stop speaking so freely. It's time to protect what God has placed inside of you. God's anger is not about punishing you, it is about protecting you. He sees the dangers ahead. He knows the forces that want to derail your purpose. And He is calling you now to guard your dreams, shield your vision, and stop allowing the wrong people access to what He has placed in your spirit. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14. There is power in silence. There is protection in keeping certain things between you and God. The enemy works through doubt, negativity, and even the words of those closest to you. Not everyone around you is meant to understand your calling. Have you ever shared something important with someone, only to feel their doubt creeping into your own mind? Have you ever felt excitement for a new season, only to be met with skepticism and discouragement? That is exactly why God is warning you today. Your mission is sacred, and it must be protected. If you know that God is speaking to you in this moment, declare it now: I will protect my vision. I will guard my purpose. I trust in God's timing. Before we go deeper into this life-changing message, take a moment to align yourself with God's plan. Like this video, subscribe, and leave the number 99 in the comments as a sign of faith. By doing this, you are making a declaration that you are ready to receive this word, that you understand its urgency, and that you will take action. This is not just another message, this is divine instruction. If you are truly chosen, you will stay until the very end, because something in your spirit already knows, this word is for you. Let's dive in. God has placed a divine mission inside of you, something greater than you may even fully understand right now. You are not ordinary. You were chosen for a higher calling, a purpose so powerful that the enemy will do anything to derail it. But here's the truth: not everyone is meant to know about your journey. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, before you were born I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Your destiny was written before you even took your first breath. God set you apart for something extraordinary. But here's what you must understand: not everyone around you is capable of handling your purpose. Some people will misunderstand you. Some will doubt you, criticize you, or even try to block you. And some will pretend to support you, only to secretly hope for your downfall. That is why God is warning you today: be careful who you share your dreams with. Do not give dogs what is sacred, do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet, and turn and tear you to pieces. Matthew 7 verse 6. Your dreams, your visions, your plans, they are your pearls. They are precious, valuable, and divinely given. But if you cast them before the wrong people, they will not honor them. They will mock you, dismiss you, or even use your own words against you. Have you ever shared something deeply personal, only to be met with blank stares, doubt, or negativity? Have you ever felt your excitement fade because someone close to you didn't believe in what God had placed in your heart? That's why God is saying today: stop. Stop revealing too much, too soon. If you understand this word, type in the comments: I will protect my vision. Your vision is still in its early stages. It needs time to grow, to develop, to strengthen. If you expose it too soon, before it is deeply rooted, you risk weakening your faith and allowing others to plant doubt in your mind. The enemy comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. John 10 verse 10. And one of the greatest things the enemy wants to steal is your confidence in what God has told you. He will use the voices of others, friends, family, even people you trust, to make you second-guess what you know deep in your spirit. But today, you must stand firm. Say this out loud: I refuse to let doubt steal my destiny. I will guard what God has placed inside of me. Not everyone deserves access to your dreams. Not everyone is meant to walk this journey with you. Some people are only in your life for a season, and some are there simply to test your faith. Trust God to reveal who is truly for you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. So what should you do? Be still. Be silent. Be discerning. Pray before sharing your vision with anyone. Ask God to reveal who is truly aligned with your destiny. If you feel hesitation, take it as a sign to stay silent. If this message is for you, comment, God, give me wisdom to guard my purpose. God's timing is perfect. When the right moment comes, He will reveal your purpose in a way that no one can deny. Until then, protect what He has given you, stay silent, and trust that His plan is unfolding in divine order. Do you believe it? Not everyone around you can be trusted with your dreams. Some people carry negative energy, jealousy, or simply lack the ability to understand what God is doing in your life. Their words, their doubts, and their skepticism can plant seeds of uncertainty in your heart, making you question what you already know to be true. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14. Silence is your shield. When you remain quiet and focus on God's guidance, you protect yourself from unnecessary distractions and attacks. The enemy wants to use the voices around you to shake your faith, but God is telling you today, be still. Trust in me. Guard your purpose. Have you ever shared a dream with someone, only to feel your excitement fade because of their lack of support? Have you ever felt your faith weaken after hearing someone say, "That's impossible," or "You're wasting your time"? If you've experienced this, comment, I will no longer let others weaken my faith. This is why God is urging you to protect your journey. He is not angry at you, He is fighting for you. His warning is not a punishment, but an act of love. He sees the dangers ahead. He knows that the wrong voices can block the very blessings He is preparing for you. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Proverbs 22 verse 3. God is asking you to be wise. To hide your dreams in His presence. To allow Him to be your guide before revealing them to the world. Because not everyone will celebrate you. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people will secretly envy you. Others will try to manipulate your vision to fit their own agenda. And then there are those who, without even realizing it, will pour negativity over your purpose, causing you to hesitate, to doubt, to delay what God has already given you the green light to pursue. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54 verse 17. But hear this, the attacks, the doubts, the distractions, they cannot stop what God has ordained. The only way they can affect you is if you give them access. And that is why God is saying, keep it private. Keep it protected. Keep it sacred. If this word speaks to you, type in the comments, I will guard my purpose with wisdom. What should you do? Stop sharing every step of your journey. Let God work in the background before revealing the masterpiece. Pray before confiding in anyone. Ask God for discernment before trusting someone with your vision. Surround yourself with those who uplift, not those who bring doubt. If their energy drains you, distance yourself. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. The enemy cannot steal what he does not know. Stay silent, stay focused, and let God reveal your purpose at the appointed time. The breakthrough is coming, but it must be protected. If you are committed to guarding your destiny, declare it now: I trust God's timing, and I will protect my vision. The world may question you. People may doubt you. But God sees the bigger picture. And soon, when the time is right, He will elevate you in front of everyone who ever doubted you. Until then, protect what is sacred. Stay in His presence. Trust in His plan. Are you ready to take this step? Let's move forward in faith, together. Every dream, every vision that God places in your heart is like a delicate seed. It needs the right environment to grow. It needs fertile soil, nurturing care, and the right conditions. If you plant a seed in dry, barren ground, it will never flourish. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. Jeremiah 17 verses 7-8. Your dream is not meant to be planted in soil that cannot sustain it. The wrong people, those who doubt you, criticize you, or fail to see the vision God has given you, are dry soil. They cannot nourish your faith. Instead, they will choke it, causing it to wither before it even has a chance to bloom. Have you ever shared your vision with someone, only to feel your excitement disappear? Have you ever been full of faith, only to be met with skepticism that made you second-guess what you knew in your heart to be true? If this has ever happened to you, comment below: I will no longer allow doubt to weaken my faith. This is why you must be careful. The people you confide in have the power to either build your faith or slowly drain it with negativity and disbelief. With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Matthew 19 verse 26. What God has spoken over your life is bigger than human understanding. Some people will look at your dreams and say, that's impossible. But remember, they are not the ones who called you. They are not the ones who hold your future. Only God does. And if God says it is possible, then it is possible. You don't need the approval of others to walk in your calling. You don't need validation from people who cannot see what God is doing behind the scenes. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. Declare it now: I will walk by faith, not by the opinions of others. So what should you do? Be discerning. Not everyone is meant to know your vision. Some people cannot handle it. Some will reject it. And that is okay. God will send the right people at the right time. You don't need to force connections or beg for support. Focus on your mission, not on proving yourself to those who don't believe. Do not put your trust in princes, in human beings, who cannot save. Psalm 146 verse 3. Your journey is not about convincing others, it's about trusting God. You do not need permission to pursue what God has already declared over your life. If you are ready to release the need for approval, type in the comments: God's plan is enough for me. Let go of the people who do not believe in you. Let go of the desire to prove yourself. And hold on to the truth that if God has called you, that is all the validation you will ever need. Are you ready to protect your vision? Are you ready to stop seeking approval from those who will never understand? If so, commit today to guarding your purpose, trusting in God's timing, and walking boldly into the future He has prepared for you. Do you believe it? There is power in silence. The world teaches us to announce every step, to seek validation, and to prove ourselves, but God's way is different. He is calling you to move in silence, to trust in Him, and to allow your dreams to grow in the hidden places before revealing them to the world. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. Silence is not fear, it is wisdom. It is a strategy of faith. When you hold on to what God has given you in quiet confidence, you protect your dream from unnecessary opposition. Not every battle needs to be fought with words. Some battles are won by simply being still and allowing God to work. Have you ever shared something too soon, only to be met with resistance you weren't prepared for? Have you ever felt excitement turn into discouragement because others didn't believe in what God had placed in your heart? If you have experienced this, know that God is preparing you in private before revealing you in public. Every great move of God begins in the secret place. Before David became king, he was anointed in private. Before Joseph ruled Egypt, he endured years of hidden preparation. Your process is no different. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. If you speak too soon, you invite resistance before you are ready. Imagine a tree that is still a fragile sapling. If exposed too early to the storms, it will break before it has the chance to develop strong roots. God's silence is not his absence. He is working behind the scenes, strengthening you, and aligning the right people, opportunities, and resources. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. Lamentations 3 verse 25. When the time is right, God will open the doors himself. You do not need to force opportunities, and you do not need to beg for recognition. When it is God's time, he will reveal you, and no one will be able to deny his hand on your life. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Revelation 3 verse 8. Until that time comes, guard what he has given you. Protect your dreams. Remain silent when necessary. Let your success speak for itself in due season. This is not about fear, this is about faith. This is about knowing that your silence is not emptiness, but divine preparation. Are you ready to walk in wisdom and wait for God's perfect moment? If so, commit today to guarding your purpose, trusting in God's process, and allowing him to reveal your destiny in his appointed time. God's plan for you is already in motion, and when the moment arrives, his glory will be undeniable. Patience and trust in God's timing are some of the greatest tests of faith. There are moments when you feel ready, when you have prepared, prayed, and waited, yet nothing seems to be moving forward. The doors remain closed, the opportunities seem delayed, and doubt begins to creep in. But hear this truth today: God's timing is never wrong. Even when you cannot see it, even when it feels like nothing is happening, God is orchestrating everything behind the scenes. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. What feels like a delay is often divine preparation. God is not making you wait to punish you, he is making you wait to equip you. There are things he needs to develop in you before he brings you into your next season. If he were to release you too soon, you might not be ready for the weight of the blessing he has in store. Have you ever found yourself asking, why is this taking so long? Have you ever felt like your faith was strong, yet the breakthrough remained just out of reach? If so, you are not alone. Many of God's chosen ones have walked this path before you: Joseph, David, Abraham, and even Jesus. Joseph was given a vision of greatness, yet he endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before stepping into his destiny. David was anointed as king but spent years running from Saul before he took the throne. The waiting season is not a punishment, it is a place of preparation. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. Lamentations 3 verse 25. God's promises never fail, but they unfold according to his divine schedule, not ours. The enemy wants to use delays to plant seeds of doubt in your heart. He wants you to believe that nothing is happening, that God has forgotten you, or that you are not worthy of the calling placed on your life. But do not let the enemy's lies shake your faith. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. Just because you do not see movement does not mean God is not working. Some of his greatest miracles happen in silence, behind the scenes, where human eyes cannot perceive them. If no one around you believes in your calling, if people mock your faith, if they tell you that you are wasting your time, do not let their doubt become your reality. Not everyone will understand what God is doing in your life, and that is okay. Noah built the ark before the rain ever came. His obedience looked foolish to the world, but it was the very thing that saved him. Your faith does not need validation from others, it needs obedience to God. Do not let the doubts of others steer you off course. Hold on to the promises God has spoken over your life. Keep believing, even when it seems impossible. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. Luke 1 verse 37. So what should you do while you wait? Continue to walk in faith. Continue to prepare for what God has promised. Continue to stay in His presence, seeking wisdom and strength for the journey ahead. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen. God's delays are not His denials. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. 1 Peter 5 verse 6. Your time is coming. Stay faithful. Stay patient. Trust in His perfect timing, and when the appointed moment arrives, you will step into your destiny fully prepared, fully equipped, and fully aligned with God's will. Chosen one, God has spoken. It's time to stop revealing your secrets. Guard your mission, protect your vision, and trust in His divine timing. Too often, we seek validation from the wrong people, sharing our dreams with those who do not have the faith to see what God is doing in our lives. But today, God is calling you to a higher level of wisdom. He is reminding you that not everyone is meant to understand your purpose, and not everyone is meant to walk with you on this journey. Silence is not weakness, it is divine protection. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. There is power in guarding what God has placed inside of you. There is strength in moving in faith without seeking the approval of man. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54 verse 17. The enemy cannot steal what he does not know. When you protect your vision, you are allowing God to be the one to reveal it at the right time, in the right way, to the right people. Trust in that process. Trust that God is working, even when you do not see it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Now is the time to commit. If you believe that this message is speaking directly to your heart, if you know that God is calling you to walk in wisdom and silence, take a step of faith right now. Declare it in the comments, type 999 as a symbol of your commitment to protecting what God has given you. Make a public declaration of your faith: I will guard my vision. I will trust in God's timing. I will walk in faith and silence until He calls me to speak. Speak these words over your life and watch as God honors your obedience. If this message has blessed you, show your faith in action. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you never miss another divine word from God. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Help spread the truth so that more people can walk in their calling without the fear of opposition. God is moving, and you are part of something greater than yourself. Stay connected, stay faithful, and watch as He unfolds His perfect plan for your life. Your breakthrough is coming. Your elevation is near. Now is the time to trust, to believe, and to protect the destiny that God has placed within you. Are you ready?